Hey, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk. This one is called cornered counterattack. If you're cornered, counterattack. So here I am in my E50. We are on mines with a pretty even setup. I am going for the hill. T-71 gets by. I am not spotted, but I will soon be. This is always a bit of a crapshoot right here. I end up getting up there without any hits, and they are more or less stuffed by our tanks coming up. The IS-3 is going to push up, but I'm talking to my platoon mate down there, Happy Assassin. They're keeping him busy, so if he wants to come across, take a shot on the T-71 and you see that the IS-3 dies. Wiggle a little bit, try to keep the T-71 from penning me. Probably not going to do it unless he's running gold. And now I am back here, and this is the advantage of taking this hill, is if they want to push around the corner, you've got shots on them for days. Come around here, find the IS-6, put a shot into him and back up. Now I'm backing up because the 155-55 is in the game as well as the GW Panther. If I come too far around that corner, I can't eat shots from them. Talking to my platoon mate, he is headed around the other side because nobody's there, so I'm going to come back this way. Looks like they're T-71 repositioned. And we have an M103 down there. And we're going to see what we can do about stuffing this push on this side. We're backed up by a low, camping the cap. There's a Scorpion G over there. He'll repo in a moment. Now I'll end up seeing this guy pushing in, take a quick shot. The concern I have here, obviously, is if I get spotted, which I didn't right there, is that the arty will have shots on my back right here. So what I'll do is, show you with the camera, I just kind of back up a little bit, trying to use that little hill, that lump of rock right there, to make it harder for them to shoot me. I'll come back in, and I'm always checking 6. Take him out. Now the problem now is that I'm proxy lit by the 103, so every time I come to that edge, everyone in the world is going to know that I'm there, and there's an arty shot coming in. See the T-54 is there. I have a little shot right through there. Not quite enough to kill him, and again I'm backing up. I'm trying to just make the shots from the arty a little bit more difficult. And you can see that on the ramp over there, the enemy team doesn't have too much of an advantage. Now I'm not shooting gold yet. That turret's very difficult to pin, so I switched to gold here, and unfortunately I forget about it as I usually do. I'll end up shooting all my gold, and I probably didn't really need it. So we discuss it for a moment, say, you know what, that 103 is more or less out of the game. The Scorpion G has a repo, the low's staring at him. He's really not going to be able to push, at least not for a while. So let's try to change this fight over on this side, see what we can find out. This is always problematic, pushing up here. That rock right in front of me you can use, end up damaging the Ferdinand, to kind of shield yourself from the TDs that are sitting there, but it doesn't work from all directions, and of course the arty is involved. So I'm just going to try to get in here and see if I can't take out that Ferdinand, which I do not. Now the RHM is staring at me right there. Try to get a shot on him. I don't see it, and he actually shoots and misses. I probably should have just pickled one off there and hope for the best. I'll take out the Ferdinand. And I'm going to eat a shot in here from the 8.8. So the 8.8 has moved over to the side such that he can see around that rock enough to shoot me. So I'm just going to spoil any more shots he may have by getting out of there. No reason to poke over there, at least not right now. So I'm checking every direction. I wanted to go around behind, but then the IS backs into the wall. So I didn't want to go around in front of him, not immediately anyway, and now we'll go. So I'm going to go check the other side of the hill once again. I don't want to go down the ramp and poke around because there's an RHM, there's 2 arty, there's the 8.8, so I want to be a little bit more disciplined about it, a little more patient. I look over here. Got to be something over here, right? That's when I noticed the 103 had repoed over to the bottom of the ramp. So since he is no longer pushing in, you can see that the Scorp has also moved back across. So now I'm just shifting back. Using the high ground, using the tank's mobility. Keep looking around. I see that RHM right there. I figure if I can get up here just in time, maybe poke around, get a shot. Oh, he disappears behind the rock. Now we talked about counterattack. We're about to get to that point because we start to lose the game. They knocked our IS out. Centurion is sitting there. They've got the 4502, which has amazing front armor. There's a Pershing right there. So I'm going to wait for a shot on him. He pokes out. I get the shot, get back, And it looks like the 4502 pretty soon here, they're hammering the 7-1. The Centurion's about to die. And I'm trying to decide what to do at this point. What is that 4502 going to do? Let's get up here. So I know that the Su-101 is over there. I make a terrible shot here. He actually fixes that track so fast that I don't realize that's what's going to happen. You'll see what I do technique-wise here is I'm going to put the gun at the last point where I can shoot him. Because I know I don't know, but I was hoping I would reload there in time to do so. So you can see that my gun was just positioned where I needed it to be. There's two one-shots sitting here on this side, and that's just no place to be. I'm going to end up taking both of them out. Being careful not to poke around too much. Actually, I don't take both of them out. Sorry, I forgot that the 4502 has now decided to come up. And I continue to do this, shoot this guy in the bottom of the front plate, and that is so buff now that's just not going to go through, not with the E50's gun. So those are mistakes, and I'll continue to make them. I was hoping he'd push his front end around here, but he didn't. And then I noticed, uh-oh, got an 8.8, so I'll take a shot of opportunity on him. And the T-26 now is kind of using his armor. I sort of want to get in there and get rid of him, but unfortunately I take a bad shot on a highly angled piece of armor. And now I'm thinking, well, I got trouble here. These guys are just going to push into me. The 4502P is coming. So I'm just going to take the shot I can. You know what? I'm just going right by that guy. He's a casemate, so he's going to take a while to turn around. This guy is rammable, so I knock him down. So instead of facing 3 tanks, I'm now facing 1, at least for the time being. I check the 8.8's turn. It takes him a while to turn around. I'm going to go around this rock, and I want to use this rock as much as possible to spoil the shots from any other tanks or RD that might be over there. So just stomp him in the gut there and just keep moving. I move back just to let the ram damage. I sort of hoped I'd kill him, but I should have known that wasn't going to happen. He's probably heavier than me overall. But I did avoid going around in front of the 4502, so I was able to isolate the guy I was fighting down to 1 guy, which is really what the counterattack is all about. I was facing 3, so the move allowed me to initially isolate it from 3 to 2. Once I rammed the near dead, then I'm fighting 1 tank, and from there continuing to maneuver such that I'm only really fighting 1 tank and at least minimizing what the second tank can do to me. And now it's just playing games with this 4502, who is running the small gun. I think he's got the Tiger II gun. I'll take a quick shot over here on the Pershing. I don't actually hit him. The low hits him, and I'm talking to my clanmate at this point because he's out of the game. I'm asking, goodness gracious, is that low going to kill that guy, or am I going to have to deal with him pretty soon too? And I believe the low ends up getting him. That's a bummer. I shoot down into his tracks. Come around behind him. I'm going to try to shoot him into the tracks again. Keep him tracked, and he's got a very slow turret, and I'll just keep trucking around and hope to get around the corner. Go, go, go. And now we're down to the 4502. And this takes me a while to deal with this. I probably should have just pushed up on him or pushed by him. I eventually get to that point. Here's another dumb decision to go after the lower plate. I was hoping maybe with the lookup, with the slight lookup, actually that's not true, I went for his roof, which did nothing. And I'll actually go for his lower plate later here. And what I was saying is I was hoping for the slight lookup to flatten the angle a little bit and give me a little bit better penetration, but even so, it does not work out. You see that it's orange on the indicator. So now I'm thinking, well, alright, just push this guy. This is about the point I actually finally realized he actually had the small gun, so that is just bad on me. And that had a lot to do with how well I was doing against him. But you take what you got, and I go right by him. I tracked him on the way by, because I knew I couldn't hit that lower place. So what I need to do is stop his maneuverability, get him in one place so I can get around to the side or to the back and take that guy out. So you can see that when you get cornered like that, oftentimes the best plan is actually to push at them and go by. And what you're trying to do is isolate the number of guns they can shoot at you. So once that 8.8 got passed, well, I don't have to worry about him for a little bit. I was able to ram the 1 shot and then fight the 4502, and then when the 8.8 came down, isolate him from the 4502, take him out, and then work back to the 4502. And there you have it, man. Sometimes you've just got to counterattack.